Time for another Root Tale. Today we're going to talk about burning van. Usually we talk about burning man. That's the thing that they do out there in the desert. But this is a burning van. When I worked for Calimex Steel in California, they used step vans for their field installation vehicles. They did have some rack trucks and service bodies, but primarily they were using these step vans. Well, the step vans were good because you could put everything in there, self-contained. However, they were not built for what the people that made this mistake were doing. We had a couple of guys, nice enough guys, not real bright. And what they did was they decided that they wanted to alter a piece of steel, so instead of stringing the lead out and doing it outside the van in the parking lot where they were, they decided that they would go ahead and alter this piece of steel inside the van. So they were in there doing hot work in order to alter this piece of steel so that they could install it. Well, they proceeded to catch the van on fire, and they couldn't put it out. Didn't have enough fire extinguishers, weren't able to get to it quick enough, and before you knew it, everything was burned to the ground. So they lost the van entirely. Van's on fire out in the middle of this parking lot, and fire department comes, puts it out. That's the end of the van. This is pretty simple. When you're going to do hot work, you have to do it in an environment that is not inherently flammable. And when you do it in a space like that, like a van, in a situation like that, the potential for you lighting the thing on fire is pretty high. What they should have done was they should have set up outside, out there far enough away from the van, run their leads out, had their fire extinguisher there, and been able to alter whatever it was that they had to alter in this piece of steel. By not really doing the right thing, by really taking a shortcut, what they ended up doing was burning the van to the ground. So when you are doing hot work, first of all, in our particular context, you need to make sure that you have a hot work permit filled out. We have that on our app. If you're working for a contractor that requires a separate piece of paper, you need to make sure that your hot work permit's been filled out, that you have a fire extinguisher within 30 feet, and that you're not doing it in an inherently flammable environment like inside a van. Because from this experience, we learned that you can light a van on fire, and not only can you do that, you can burn it all the way to the ground, because there's at least the potential that you maybe even walk away not realizing that you have set it on fire and come back and find it fully involved. So that's the lesson for today. Be careful about your hot work. Be careful about how you set it up, about where you set it up, about having the right fire extinguishers readily available, charged, and all prepared to use. So in this particular context, we learned something about hot work, what to do, what not to do. Don't be working and doing hot work in an environment where it is potentially flammable without taking the due and proper precautions. These guys didn't, and so we ended up with the burning van.